Hi everybody, it's Maureen of Maureen 97 Designs, and for today's video we're going to be going into a little bit more detail with our Silhouette Design Studio. And today we're going to be doing how to do pattern fill. So you can see these are my 10 by 10 inch squares that I made for my quilt, and I'm going to show you how to go get the pictures and save them and put them into your pattern library so that you can fill your quilt blocks with the patterns. So let's get started. Okay, so to start with, I've opened up the Riley Blake Designs website, and you can go to a lot of different fabric manufacturers' websites to see pictures of their fabric lines like Moda or other ones like that. I'm showing you today's example, Beauty and the Beast, because it's one that I actually did. So I opened up their current collections to Beauty and the Beast, and I also have a folder in my computer labeled Beauty and the Beast. And you can do this a couple of ways. You can either just drag and drop. I already have that picture, so maybe this one there, and it took this picture. Or you can actually right click and save image as, and then put it where you're gonna want it. And then once you have that, it's time to go into our Silhouette Studio. Once I've opened up my Silhouette Studio, I'm going to go over here to the top right and click on the Library tab. And then over here on the left hand side, you can see the different folders, and I'm on the one called Patterns. And you can see some of the patterns I've already uploaded. A bunch of them are Beauty and the Beast. And we're going to do the same thing we did to save our pictures in the first place. We're just going to drag and drop them into our pattern library. And once we do that, they're available to be used as fills. So let's go back to the design section, and I can just draw any kind of shape. Ideally, you would want to have your quilt design done, or I guess you can do it at the same time as you're designing your quilt. So what I'm going to do is, after I have my square, I'm going to go over to this far right hand side, and this little paint palette button is called the fill panel, and we're going to actually use a fill. So there's a fill color, a fill gradient, and then a fill pattern, and we're going to click on that last one, fill pattern. And then you're going to scroll down until you see the pattern that you want to add. So the beginning part here has some like preloaded things that Silhouette put in their library. But if you scroll down, you come to this header that says patterns, and these are the patterns that you've uploaded. So we can go ahead and just click on any one, and it will fill our box. So the next thing I want to do is, and actually I could have done this before I filled it, but I actually want to make my block the size that I want it in the end, and I'm going to make it a 10 by 10 block. So again, I'm going to go up to the width and height and change them to be 10 by 10, and that's going to be really big. And then you're going to see that, let me take this out of the middle section so it's not over that. You're going to see that the pattern is really big, and of course it's not going to look like this when you have your 10 by 10 square of fabric. So what you can do is go back to your fill palette, and over here click on advanced options, and what you can do is you can actually change the direction that the pattern is going in. Or just leave it as is. The thing we're going to want to do is scale. So automatically when you fill a pattern, the scale is at 100%, but it's going to be a lot smaller when we actually do our quilt, so we're going to put the scale down. The thing is, it's not going to look exactly like your pattern because it only has that one little square of fabric, so it's not going to be like the whole piece of fabric. If you want that, you can actually take your own pictures of the actual fabric if you have it in hand and upload a picture of that instead of just the thumbnails from the manufacturer's website. But it'll give you an idea of what the pattern will look like when it's actually at something that is kind of closer to scale. Of course, you don't know exactly what scale it's going to be unless you take your own picture, like I said, maybe next to a ruler so that you can have it actual size. But for the purposes that I use it for, just to get an idea of what things are going to look like, this works perfectly for me. So I can see my pattern's going to be maybe a little bit like this, and that's really pretty, and that's how I want it. But if I decided, no, I don't like that pattern, maybe I can change to a different one. And you just go back into your patterns and you just click on whatever pattern you want. And at this point, it's going to retain the scale that you set it at, even though I changed pattern. And then I can change it to any of my other patterns if I want. This one you can see actually had a ruler on the website. The version of the picture that I downloaded actually had a ruler, so you could actually probably use this ruler and make the scale kind of closer to being actual. You can see also that I uploaded a panel, and let me just put that at 100, and that's too big. But I actually uploaded a picture of a panel from the website because I used a panel for the backing of my quilt. So you really can, as long as you can get a picture of it, you can put it into your silhouette library and you can use it as a pattern fill. So that's it for today. And as always, if you have something specific you'd like me to cover, please leave a comment down below. If not, I'll see you next time.